Peace. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Amon from Universal Brothers. Welcome to the next edition of Let's Build. Got overseas over here, Corey in the house.
Yo!
Just let y'all know, we welcome everything that you guys have been doing and supporting us for the past, I guess,
Months on end.
3 months or whatever.
Yeah, straight. On Thursday.
It's building up. It's building momentum. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Because this is a forum for you by you. So, just want to say big shout out to everybody in the beginning. But, hold on. I'm eating chips right now. They stale. Nah. Yeah, this Let's Build. GMOs in this house. Yeah, this Let's Build session is about compassion, basically. Compassion is going to go a long way. And it's not about learning compassion. It's probably more of recognizing the compassion that you kind of already have inside of yourself. I'm sure at some point, some limit, you are being compassionate to friends, family, co-workers, strangers on the street, brothers. I'll be compassionate to my little fish back there when I hook them up with some beautiful black sand. All kind of compassion is going on with him. But first, what's up? My Dusa. My Disa.
Man, I still ain't.
Damn it.
What's good?
I just spoke to her this week, too. Peace, my Disa. Peace, Carrie. Everybody, what's up, Matt? Of course, Mr. Zimmerman is back. He just came back from a spot in Berlin. That's my favorite city in the whole world right there. I love that spot. Gosh, I love Berlin. I'd rather go there anywhere between Tuesday and Thursday. The weekends is not for me in Berlin. Well, anyway, you got your incense burning? Okay, we got ours too. You know. Let's smoke it out together, man.
Some black magic.
Woo-hoo! Here we go. Herbal essence, chips, juice. Y'all got everything? Y'all sure? That's it. Alright. So we go get in. Compassion.
Seeds. Yeah. Compassion. So, so basically another pillar of the grounding that we do every day. Compassion. Coming from a sense of empathy, not sympathy. So, as most people, you've heard the term misery loves company. You see somebody outside, might be a homeless person or somebody in your life, something changed in their life, they might have lost a loved one. We're normal, subjected to feeling sorry as they do and thinking that that's actually helping them at that moment when in actuality, it's not, because you're just catering to the same feeling of sorrow instead of accepting the fact that they have to go with what's going on in their life at that time.
Who picked compassion? Was that sent in to us? Or was it
Actually, it was sent in. I can look on my feed. I want to say Mel or maybe Catherine introduced that thought in here. I'll get that back out to y'all in a minute and let y'all know who sent that in. But we do have a lot of topics in our repertoire that we're going to continue to express together. However, this one is compassion. So yeah. So go ahead.
Let's get into it.
Get into it.
Greetings, family. Blessings, always a great honor to connect with you via this platform of communication as we connect interdimensionally from a place of intertwined intellectual unity. We connect in expressing the nature of compassion and being, a attribute of the grounding aspects of our work, which has its foundation within the heart space, and an expression of unconditional love. This is most important. This is and once again, as a practice, it's a continual embrace and something that's necessary for us to readdress over and over and over again throughout our lives, throughout our experience, always in this now moment, of course. However, as we heal, it's a process. And with processes, there are practices that allow us to experience even deeper sense of an evolved presence throughout our experience. So, my glasses always reflect the light.
The light.
So, compassion it is. We had a small building session on compassion prior to our talk today. Me and the homies, we talked a little bit about it, and for the most part, there's a little bit for us to discuss. Well, there's a lot for us to discuss. There's a little bit for me to express as far as the nature of compassion and how it works within our interactive experience here within the illusion. So, as beautifully expressed by both Amun and Corey earlier, compassion stems from the expression of empathy. And empathy, in more layman's terms, is about being able, the exercise of realizing everyone is a reflection. We've already expressed that everybody is doing that the best that they can here within this experience, based on their intentions to evolve and their level of awareness. Everybody's doing it the best that they can at their present level of awareness. Empathy is not sympathy. Empathy is not pity. Both sympathy and pity have to do with victimization. And of course, being that all are reflections of self, and the true self, and being the omnipotent, omnipresent, prime creator that is, there are no victims here. As the creator, as source of this experience, you're not experiencing anything that someone else outside of you created for you. You're experiencing what you created for yourself. Beyond the outside judgments of fair and unfair, some of the most heinous acts that a soul can experience here within the human form, based on judgment, outside judgment, doesn't matter. They're created from a space of infinite intelligence, beyond logical comprehension. And that logical comprehension sometimes, well, for the most part, stems from the observer outside of themselves viewing another person's experience or unfoldment from a place of ignorance and assuming that person is a victim to an experience that they created for themselves. This is not the case at all. And once again, all are source. Source is omnipotent, omnipresent, all powerful, all present. There is no one that does not have the power, strength, fortitude to experience what they created for themselves. Why? Because they were ready for it. That's why you create things for yourself. You're ready for it. You're ready to embrace it, you're ready to accept it, and you're ready to evolve beyond it, no matter the distortion, even when it comes to physical death, even when it comes to pain and suffering and heartache or emotional trauma. These are experiences, creations, and unfoldments of your own that you're ready for. You're ready to move through and evolve beyond. So, sympathy, as expressed before, would be in feeling that if a person's sad or lonely or fearful or any other distortion within a person's experience, for you to participate, to assume that you participating in that frequency of experience is helpful, is an error in consciousness. You only, if anything, you cater to and accelerate or expand upon that frequency of being or experience that the person that you're attempting to help, heal, or assist, or whatever the case may be. You aid them in continuing their own suffering through participating in the distorted frequency of being. I've expressed this example before, and we'll probably get into this a little later on in another one of our builds, but a sacred aspect of a sacred and divine aspect of the presence of the animal realms here amongst the human species at this time is to assist us as companions. Companionship, guardianship, serving as an example of the divine truth. This is an aspect of the animal realm's presence here in service to the divine and as well as in service to humanity. The animal realms aren't victims. Highly evolved group consciousnesses that have incarnated amongst the human species, aware, fully aware that amongst the lower frequency human conditioning that they would be looked at as food. They were aware of this. They are aware of this prior to incarnating amongst humanity, that they would be perceived or seen as food. The infinite intelligence and level of unconditional love is boundless, beyond logical comprehension. Boundless. To sacrifice the physical vehicle to provide nourishment for a species. And that just being one form of the service that the animal realms are actually here to perform. Another more proactive service that the animal realms are here to perform is providing a sense of comfort as companions, as seen often with house pets or animals that stay in the domiciles of humans. One of the ways that they provide this companionship and level of strength is in comforting the human amongst their distortions. They are aware that humanity, the majority of the human species, goes out on a daily basis to embrace a work that is considered enslavement, something that they do not enjoy doing, however, express an extreme amount or a deep level of physical energy into doing something that they feel that they need to do in order to, quote unquote, pay bills, in order to survive. They are aware of the despair and deep sense of emotional distortion that humans come home with on a daily basis. However, the animal is there. The soul is there, awaiting for the human soul to come home and re-enter its own personal space, where, of course, the animal and being and highly evolved soul is aware that the human requires healing at that time. There's a sense of companionship there. The human may come home by themselves without a family or kids or a wife or a husband or anyone at their home. They come home to the pet. And that evolved soul embraces the human through a sense of compassion. That compassion is expressed as joy, enthusiasm, harmony, peace, comfort. When an angry person comes home to their dog, the dog doesn't get angry with the owner because he's angry. The dog jumps and frolics around the owner, licking and providing kisses and all sorts of enthusiastic expressions to assist the human in healing from the distorted emotional blockages that they are experiencing from their day of enslavement. From a deep sense of presence, you realize how wise, how intricate the orchestrations of infinite intelligence actually are on a certain level. You realize this quite naturally. So, we're not talking about victimization. We're not talking about victimization here. Clearly, there are no victims here. We're not talking about pity. Pity is, of course, assuming that a person is an innocent victim to something that happened outside of them, that was outside of their control. And when I say control, I'm not necessarily speaking on a conscious level. I'm speaking from a place of divinity, where to not be in control is to assume that you as the creator did not create the experience. Clearly, that's not the case, regardless of if the person is consciously aware of their creation or not. That's why it's called the illusion. Humanity is experiencing a stint of amnesia as far as to the state of this experience that they created for themselves. That's why it's called an illusion.
Pay attention. I'm looking at my damn chips.
So, and pity is something that a lot of us deal with, and this is quite understandable amongst the angelics. There's a lot of transitioning taking place. There's a lot of in-your-face distortions taking place on a broader scale, the broader spectrum of humanity, when it comes to injustices of the law or religion, or when we speak of the massive shootings that take place throughout the Earth's surface in Belgium or Paris or San Bernardino or Turkey or here in Germany or anywhere else in the world. The black and white shootings that are promoted and paraded amongst the TV screens all over the place. As awakened souls, we're sensitive sensitive to the human experience, the emotional pain of seeing people deal with this level of suffering, this level of violence and separation, seeing and unfair treatment of one party or another. As sensitive souls, continuing to evolve and expand in sensitivity as the frequencies of the new earth continue to evolve and bombard the surface of the planet, it's understandable to see these movements sprout. Pray for Paris, pray for Belgium, or pray for Standing Rock. Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. These reiterations of the obvious. From an intellectual point of view, where even with these reiterations, there's an expression of separation, as if one party or one aspect of existence is a victim to another. The terrorist, they're looking for someone to blame for this tragedy. I feel sorry for those people that experienced this stuff, and the parents that lost their children in this gunfight, and the people going to war. Like, sensitivity, sympathy is expressed in these projections. Understandable. And this is not coming from a place of judgment and assuming that these expressions are right or wrong. However, the divine truth remains. These are creations of infinite intelligence, all orchestrations and recognizing the nature of this transition, which is extremely complex and beyond logical comprehension. Justice is an integrated aspect of infinite intelligence. The truth of peace, the love that is, justice is. Of course, from a place of frustration, we want to see the reconciliation of what we feel or what the mind feels is injustices. It's just that while we're focusing on seeing justice manifest itself, we are not shining the light of truth, assuming that they're victims. The light of truth is in peace. Compassion. This is our subject matter for today if you're just tuning in. Compassion. So, compassion is about realizing that everybody is doing exactly what they're supposed to do right now, to include yourself. The ability to forgive yourself and be present and recognizing the truth of this now moment and there being no mistakes, no accidents whatsoever. There's only this now moment and you experiencing what you created for yourself. Compassion is in realizing that those within your physical existence, within your physical reality, are doing the best that they can, and they're doing exactly what they're supposed to do. They aren't victims. They aren't enemies. They aren't negative people or demons or the devil. They're expressions of the Creator, reflections of self, doing what they are supposed to do in this now moment. Even if you are aware of what they're doing to be a distortion, you attempting to control or tell them what to do or stop them from doing what they intend to do based on their own free will is a violation of free will. Your compassion is in having the wisdom to step back and realize that they're doing exactly what they're supposed to do right now for their own greatest spiritual benefit beyond all judgment. Beyond all judgment. Being present and open-hearted takes a lot of strength. And to keep it 100 with you, the inner work, the work that's going on in here. This is the toughest work to ever be experienced by the human species. I know you all have had some hard jobs in your life, in your experience. But the work that we're responsible for in here is the toughest, because it takes a leader to embrace it. Once again, compassion is an aspect of the heart chakra. It's a foundation of your grounding, which opens up the floodgates of all these other activities that take place throughout your energy center. The work that's necessary for the heart is its foundation. There's none of this third eye and the crown and all this stuff. It happens here first. It has to happen here first to even allow it. Compassion, forgiveness, acceptance, the wisdom to embrace, to see beyond the judgments. Your awareness is continually expanding. However, your compassion is not in labeling humanity as stupid or savage or any of these other distorted projections from a place of self-gratification because you're aware of what you're aware of now. There is no divinity in that. The judgment of those who still choose to eat meat or drink water or, poisons and all this stuff. There's no compassion in that. Because when you was eating fried chicken, you didn't want nobody to mess with you. You didn't want nobody to mess up your dinner. Angels ain't send you pictures of dead birds and what they do to them and how they made, and you'll never eat Reese's after you watch this video. And there was none of that. Unconditional love allowed you to experience your life, to enjoy what you were experiencing, the stimulances that were brought about by massive amounts of sugar. and some of the other distortions within this illusion. Compassion, y'all. We're going to take a break and play some music. But this is the subject matter for today. Let's talk about it. Come on, what you got?
Say what's up to everybody that just joined. First timers. Julian. See you up there, bro. What's up, Jay? Let's scroll back, man. Got the God in the house. Brian, where you at, B? You been hiding out.
Facts.
Yes, Lucy, we are the Bird Squad. Yeah, we live up on the top floor. It's a lot of trees and birds up here. And I'm guessing someone was asking, what is that humming noise in the background? Probably the
Filter.
Yeah.
Filter for the fish tank. They're back there chilling.
That aqua love, baby.
Peace, Shannon, Samantha, Nancy, Carrie, everybody that just joined us, Sarah, Arietta. What's up, lady? Long time no see. Nikki, she rocking with the Royals, man.
Kansas.
Jackie, Deanne, Cena, first time. What's up, Cena? Peace, Pam. And we're gonna see you again, yo. Your bodies are still alive, by the way.
Word up. Man.
Fonzie,
Like a bun salad.
Catherine, Lisa. What's up, Rob? Peace, bro. All right, we're gonna go to a track real quick.
Can I say something real quick, please?
Mama
So-
T, we ready for that buffet? That's what we want to call it.
August
Yeah.
5th.
Fat
August
boy
5th,
status.
Mama
We
T
ain't gonna be no
buffet.
buffet. No, man.
August 5th, baby. Can't wait.
Gotta have some poison to go down with. Digestive. Go ahead, Zeke.
So, well, as you know, if you didn't know, we are very hip hop here in our collective as Universal Brothers and Sisters. So I just want to go ahead and take the time to recognize that we have lost a legend to the heavens, and R.I.P. Prodigy of Mobb Deep. So I just want to take the time to give him a statement like that, and also let y'all know that we still continue providing service through this platform and through our music as hip hop artists. So without further ado, we will present to you right now a track called We Gotcha.
Gotcha.
AZ himself recorded this, I believe, in LA before he came back, maybe a month before he came back to record this. Actually, before he went to Virginia and then came back to see us over here. But this one right here, hope you guys enjoy it. We Gotcha. You can obviously catch us on our SoundCloud page, Universal Brothers.
I will share.
Feel free to take it all in. Our mom will provide you guys a link right now in the comment section. Enjoy. You got everybody in sound moment, you know?
At some point, we will play.
Yo, shout out Sean K.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we back. Choke. They chopping down the trees. We bleed the birds who sleep. She said I use this crime poems that heal dance. In the earth and in the more planets that grow with more trees. It don't take an eternal infinite for you to stop me. My key ain't up before I then that's my run suck. They don't want nothing but you. We first up and pulling that brand new dudes and try to come up with plans to throw off my grind, yo. We know what. Also can't touch the broad man from fifth floor. Coming through the window for show. It makes me sandwich advantage. Angelic ETs here on your planet. Man, it's the untold story of them galactics. It was a division of hyperspatial races. You witnessing it, even the mental programs of limited. Well, these at least you hear. They get these messages of federation, the right striking battle. Listen like that, we got shot. Falling through the picture, you rockin' the spot. Salute the 22 million FDD. I'm commander on the ground, big box, let's do the streets. Yeah, messing with the heavens, 11, we got shot. Falling through the picture, you rockin' the spot. Salute the 22 million FDD. I'm commander on the ground, broken down the syllable, simplifying the syllabus. We seeing through the simple sentence is simple. Presence of the heavens exists and beyond remembering. Of all the sales studying and learning things to represent. You can bite the apple, eat applesauce or drink apple juice. Messiah turn the water to hot fire is bulletproof. Alchemy and density unified with infinity. We told you about the pyramids, never system geometry. Ironically, expressing the origins of your biology. Sonically, a lot of the energy and purity. Yeah, 333, but you're hitting though. A second master show, we on the road, and on this road. So enjoy the show, yeah. Got it, nothing to lose. If I should go for broke, show. I know I'm home, feeling like the need to lean. Talking for new gold for show. On some monkey rolls, the rolls are broken glow on the masses. Like the Google's home, life of the cycle, slow as molasses. Boom baskets, flexes being clear off the classes of gymnastics, scientific study and magic. I'm fantastic, spirit avid, enthusiastic. Divine marriage of my higher collective consciousness, rotting them. Repping the heavens throughout this rap, I'm down, most mature souls turn gold through these flows. This is what the heavens are, we got shot. Falling through the vision, you're rocking back in the spot. So, you're playing 2 million 50 deep. I'm looking at 100 crowns, we vibing through the street. Listen with the heavens are there, we got shot. Falling through the vision, you're rocking the spot. So, you're playing 2 million 50 deep. I'm looking at it on the ground, we vibing through the street. Ain't much more to say after that. We're going around. Salute the free dogs.
I haven't even heard that one, but that was sick. Everything's always new around here. Every day we wake up, something covered up.
Yeah.
Like I'm making pancakes for lunch.
Woo! That was banging.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? With egg omelet with tomato inside of it. It was good. It was real good.
So,
And we was watching Goonies too.
and watch. Y'all remember Goonies? Man?
Goonies.
Gotta find the treasure. I'm gonna do that for my kids.
Find-
I'm gonna leave the treasure map.
Find the treasure.
Just somewhere, and they gotta go wherever I've been around the world and find that shit.
Goonies never die, you
Or maybe
heard?
it'd just be a pack of Skittles or something.
You're gonna be like 5 years old. Dad, what's up with this right now, Dad?
Yeah, we go through the alleys in Morocco.
Ooh, that'd be dope.
Yeah, would be something. So what's good with them? Got any questions, any inquiries up here?
Got a lot of comments. See, I think C's want to put out some pertinent information real quick.
Yeah. So a lot of interest has been expressed of hosting Let's Build in your own community. We are very excited to support and assist you on taking your first step in doing so. However, it has to come from I want to say an inner love of doing so. So it's no pressure. There's no right or wrong. There's no special formula. As you see, we started this with just getting together and bringing people inside from the community that was here naturally and expressing and talking on certain spiritual grounding and enlightening topics. And it just evolved into what you see right now. So it's continually evolving. However, the foundation will be expressed from a spiritual nature. So if you are very interested in doing so, contact myself, Amon, or Lavelle, and we will assist you further. Right now, Lavelle has a lot of projects coming up, so if you want to cater to sending the messages to myself, I will take the lead on that. Amon has some pertinent training going on in the next couple weeks, so I would definitely be more than willing to help you guys. And remember, Miss Ellen Bush is going to host the first one for UBC Houston coming July. I think it's the 18th. So we'll get you an exact date on that. However, feel free. If you're not ready at this time, it's fine. There's no pressure involved. But if you have any ideas, if you have any questions, I will be more than happy to answer them in my own way. However, from your own creativity, we'll build in your community and allow this global healing to take place, or what we do here at this build. So thank you for tuning in.
What's up, Kev? Reese.
Big up, Kev. Reese, what up, dog?
Yo!
Yes, sir. So once again, compassion. It's acceptance. Accepting everybody. Everybody's doing what they need to do. They're doing what they're supposed to do. They're doing what they're aware of at the moment. Even, once again, even if you feel that a person is doing something quote unquote wrong, this is where they're at right now in their path or their level of awareness. We all have wholesome intentions. Or, most of us have wholesome intentions. We awaken and we want to express our love and share our creativity and do the things to help humanity. We all want to live abundantly and share what we have with the planet and experience the love from a broader scale. It's just, once again, that intent is the foundation of most people's expressions and the nature of their path. It's just, once again, as we evolve in awareness and expand in awareness, it's a process. And everybody doesn't start off aware of everything. It's an experience. In actuality, the beauty is in the experience, experiencing your life, experiencing what's necessary for you to evolve into a place of leadership and spiritual awareness and emotional maturity, and recognizing, not necessarily understanding, but recognizing the nature of your presence and a small inkling of how the divine works as far as you doing things or operating from a place of love in the now moment. When it comes to, I was talking earlier about people who ask for money and stuff on the street. Compassion would be in recognizing that these people are doing what's necessary for them on their path right now. They're not homeless people. There's no such thing as poor people. There's only God. That's the truth. There's no such thing as poor people, homeless people, or worrying about what they're going to do with their money after you give it to them. This is pure darkness. It's pure judgment. And at the end of the day, a lot of the people get this information from the mainstream media. Oh, you got to watch out. There's a scandal going on, the Russian mafia, and you give people money and they give it to their boss, and this. I mean, this is the product of the same people who spike bus benches to keep homeless people from laying down on. This is a product of the same source. Slavery, constraint, limitation. They're responsible for all of these things. And at the end of the day, it's a creation of our own experience. Once again, they're there to be that dense, to express that level of darkness, that lack of compassion and sense of ruthlessness, and creating a sense of separation amongst humanity as a species when it comes to economics and the division of the haves and have-nots. This is the source of this programming. When you have the opportunity to give, you give. Even if you don't have any money, you still have a smile to give. You have an energy to give. You have a recognition to give. And recognizing that that person is an expression of God just as you are. Yes, they may be in the physical experience sitting on the ground and offering or soliciting loose change. But at the end of the day, it's still prime creative. Doing what's necessary. Understand that the intricacies of the divine and the orchestrations of infinite intelligence is so complex that the homeless person that may smell, radiate the deepest sense of odor sitting next to you, may be one of us, may be an ascended master sent on your path or place themselves in your path to gauge where you are on the acceptance scale. Are you projecting or entertaining a bunch of thought patterns? Oh, this dude stink. I wish he moved. I hope he don't touch me. And it's like, are you radiating fear? Are you projecting distortions? Are you ready to move to the next level? Are you ready to embrace more love unconditionally? Once again, we are monitoring 24 hours a day on so many different levels of existence, those of you who intend to evolve and move into the heavenly realms. Because once again, the lower frequencies are not allowed amongst the garden. They don't exist there. And once again, I reiterate, the work that's taking place in here is the roughest work that there is. This is the toughest stuff. It's the policing of oneself, the inner voice, the voice in your head. Are you entertaining it? Are you giving it energy? Are you allowing it to radiate from your being? Are you allowing it to dictate the nature of your experience, the decisions that you make? Are you allowing these things to come out of your mouth? The distortions, the expressions of hatred, lower frequencies, judgment, victimization. Once again, it all stems back to forgiveness, personal forgiveness, and compassion for oneself. When you talk about compassion, once again, the frequency of compassion is shared only to the capacity of your ability to embrace a sense of compassion within yourself. When we say be gentle with yourself, we mean that in the most literal sense. When you're compassionate with yourself, you allow yourself to speak in the way that you're speaking, however, and while at the same time embracing the intent to evolve beyond the lower expressions. When you communicate with a person and you might have an outburst of rage or whatever the case may be, the sense of forgiveness and compassion with yourself is in recognizing that that experience was necessary. It was absolutely necessary for you. It was absolutely necessary. There are no mistakes right now. The work is in returning to the heart space. You might cuss somebody out all the way. Just like a sailor. Just destroy the tongue would be bleeding. It happened. Yeah? It happens. But guess what? The work is returning to the heart space. Can you return to the heart space and let it go? Realize and recognize that that's where you were at that point in time. That's where you were at that moment. But you're healing. To recognize that you're healing. Recognize the level of forgiveness to return to the heart space beyond the projections of shame and guilt. From a place of compassion, forgiveness, acceptance, and wisdom, and returning to a place of peace. It's being here and focused on your work and recognizing all of these things are necessary. This is the work. It's integrated within your experience. Every moment you get up, it's time to go to work. It can start off by somebody saying something crazy to you. You're getting up on the wrong side of the bed. Oh, the work has started. It's in here. On a superficial level, oh, I got to do my writing and I got to make some songs. I got to break dance and try to think positive. And this is all, once again, this is fluff. This is the superficial assumption of the nature of this experience. It's a lot deeper than that. It takes place during your sleep and when you open your eyes. Every aspect of your experience, on all levels of existence, emotionally, physically, intellectually, energetically. It's always happening. It never stops. Just your intent and your level of focus is what's allowing these paths of experience to come in. It's allowing the things to take place that's necessary for you to evolve at a high speed, at a high rate of continual healing. It's allowing it that your intent and focus on ascension, your intent to elevate your frequency to another level while maintaining a sense of gratitude and cultivating that gratitude of every breath that you have on a daily basis. This is what's bringing the work. And it keep coming. The work just keep coming. You open your heart and you let it come in. Just let it come. How you feel. All that. Let it all come in. Yo, see, what's good, son? You got some questions?
Yes, sir.
What's up?
So, if you want to, you can find support.
So we have two questions. First one is from Lucy. What's up, Lucy? Are some people not capable of being compassionate, or are they just not connected with their heart space very strongly?
Both. The first is a byproduct of the second. Once again, a free will universe, a free will experience. No one is ever being forced to evolve. No one is ever forced in being compassionate. It's serious work. With entertaining the lower frequencies, a person can attempt to temporarily close their heart. Yes, they can do so. Yes, they can do so. They can close it off. Be as ruthless as they want to be. Everyone is capable of being compassionate. It's an infinite universe of infinite possibilities. Infinite possibilities. Everybody is capable of being compassionate. But once again, the free will that exists within this multiverse, within this dimension, says that a person can choose to not be compassionate as long as they want. They could choose to be in the lower frequencies as long as they want for eternity. They can stay here. Not here on this planet, but metaphorically, they can stay in the lower frequencies within the realms of the illusion of division. They can choose to stay here on the lower planes. Yes, of course they can. They have the capability to. However, once again, when a person is operating from the ego mind, they can choose not to based off of their expression of free will. And no one has the ability to violate that. And once again, from a place of wisdom, we have no place to judge a person not willing to be compassionate.
One more question, Zilla.
Yo.
Second one is from Lisa Tierlink. How you doing, Lisa? Welcome to the community. If one is treated poorly, are you exercising compassion if you need to separate yourself from them so you do not experience the poor treatment? In that physical separation, you cause division based on
Hold on, go back to the first question.
If one is treated poorly, are you exercising compassion if you need to separate yourself from them so you do not experience the poor treatment?
So what I'm understanding is if a person treats you poorly, if a person is treating you poorly, disrespectfully,
When
you separate yourself from them, are you still showing compassion for that person? Yes. Yes. Why? Or in what way? You can separate yourself from a person who chooses to be disrespectful, a person that chooses to express distortions and attempt to be emotionally abusive or physically abusive. Yes, you can separate yourself. This is, once again, unconditional love has its foundation within the individual. All love stems from self-love. Self-love is the foundation of all love. If I'm being emotionally abused by a person, self-love says I should get away from that person because I don't feel good and I don't like that energy. I'm not feeling that energy. I'm not taking care of myself if I allow myself to experience that damage. I'm like, yo, I need to go this way. However, in going this way, I can choose to be judgmental or I can choose to be compassionate. Compassion says the person's hurt. They're experiencing a deep sense of emotional pain. They're choosing to project that pain in my direction because they want the company of another person experiencing the pain that they feel inside. They're attempting to release and get a person to participate in their pain, so they're choosing to attack me. It's not that they have a personal vendetta amongst you as an individual. They're hurt. They're hurt. However, you're there. And they feel that they can release some of their pain upon you. Of course, you have the choice to participate or not. It's wise to not participate, but at the same time, and not participating doesn't mean you go over here and say, "Oh, this person crazy. They were tripping. Da 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 da. That's a negative person, and only good vibes only over here." And some of these coin terms that newly awakened souls are coming up with it. That's not your place. Everybody doing what they're supposed to do. If a person is in pain, of course, they are attracted to you because you're shining a particular light, and it's comforting to be around a person that's radiating a beautiful energy. So a lot of times, as healers, we're going to be around these kind of people, or people who are experiencing this level of distortion, because they want to heal. It's just that a lot of times they are ignorant to the nature of that energy. So they're used to having emotional exchanges on a distorted level as an expression of the love that they know to be love, only because of the emotional immaturity and them not necessarily realizing the nature of operating from a pure sense. They're expressing their love. It's just they're expressing it from a distorted manner because that's how they know love to be at the moment, based on their level of awareness. If you follow. But once again, you can choose to, you're not here to be a punching bag. We talked about this before. If it's too much, go that way. Some of us that have, basically are evolving to other levels, we have tougher skin, a deeper level of awareness to recognize these things. We recognize these distortions without a person having to explain it to us. And, we recognize when a person is hurt and they want to be around you, but they don't necessarily know how to express it. So they choose to try to get in an argument with you and You know, it's like little kids who like a little boy, like a little girl, and the little boy want to hit the little girl in the arm because he like her. He's flirting with her, but that's the only way he knows how to express love at that capacity of awareness at the moment. He's just, he's playing with her and hitting her and stuff, and it's like, hey, that hurt. But that's how he know how to express his love. He's trying to tell you he care about you. He want to hang out with you.
It's a natural animal instinct, like caveman days.
Of course, it's a low frequency sense of love, like lower frequency being. But once again, this is we're on an evolved path where we're expanding upon the emotional maturity to recognize these things from a deeper standpoint. And once again, as you heal yourself, you're able to operate within these environments without running away from everything. And I hear this a lot with empaths. Oh, I'm an empath, I'm sensitive, and I hear everybody's thoughts, and I got to get away from everybody, and this, and you didn't come to Earth to get away from everybody. That doesn't mean, like, you didn't come to Earth to serve, to get away from everybody. Through your healing, internally, yes, you're sensitive. I'm a very sensitive person. I'm around distortions all the time. I grew up in that environment. But once again, through my own healing, my own sense of being, my own confidence, my own grounding work, I'm able to coexist in these environments and understand what's taking place around me. Yes, they're entertaining thoughts of judgments and this dude wearing pink, he got rings, and this dude's gay. This. I'm not going to run away and assume that these people are talking about me. These are the lower frequency mind programming. This is lower frequency mind programming. These people are sick. As an ascended master, I'm here to assist in remaining present and shining the light of divine truth. Stability, calm, peace, the wisdom to recognize what's going on. This is an elevating path. So as we evolve and recognize deeper aspects and states of awareness within ourselves, within our core, we're able to withstand the distortions of those around us. However, it's a process. And as you move through the process and evolve from the newly awakened state to a deeper awakened state, yes, if you feel that you're being emotionally abused and you feel the need to separate yourself from that environment, do so, because you're still healing. You're still healing. But once again, as you heal and you come to a deeper level of awareness and your armor becomes stronger and you recognize the energetic nature of this experience and you shine your light, you don't dim your light. When the darkness around you, shine brighter. When the darkness comes around, you shine brighter. And you maintain as source. But that's a process. Allow yourself the opportunity to heal. Compassion and forgiveness. Be gentle with yourself. Allow this to take place. That's good, son.
All right, don't look like we have anybody new to come in, but just in case, welcome to Universal Brothers and Sisters at the Ra in Wiesbaden, Germany. This is Let's Build session that we have every Thursday at 8 o'clock Central European time. I guess I'm probably going to put that out since we got Kansas in the house, London, all over. We got people all over the place. But yeah, you can find us every Thursday basically. It's real. We're just here to chill with y'all. That's why it's called Let's Build. We just building. That's all we're doing exactly. RJ in the house. What's up, Miyagi? You supposed to be over here. So I
Miyagi!
can whoop you up in some pool, yo.
Haha.
Who else just stepped in? Where it go? Hello, Jenna and Jamal. Peace. You gotta come dance for us, man. I want to see your breakdancing skills. Oh, that's right. Pam was saying something. Pam, you focus a little bit too much on that question right there. The only person that you need to be a leader for is yourself. That's it. If you are doing yourself right, or you treating yourself right, or you guiding yourself properly, then you are a leader. Because that's where it starts at. People want to follow other confident people. People want to follow other people that's doing something with themselves. So this is all you have to do, basically.
What's her question?
She feels that a leader is like from a manly perspective.
And she doesn't feel that she can be a
feel that she can be a leader.
Right.
From a manly perspective.
A manly.
Yeah. Let's see.
Just be you.
Is it
You
in my
gotta be
head
you.
that a leader is somehow manly? I don't think I could be a leader. Maybe it's not my purpose. Yeah, it is in your head. That's all mind control programming. We live in a patriarchal society that says men and being physically strong are naturally the leaders of people. At the end of the day, Pam, you are neither a man or a woman. You are God. You are spirit. You are here on planet Earth, which is one of the deepest, darkest experiences within this sector of space. You are honored amongst the heavens for being here. You would not be here awakening yourself unless you were a leader amongst the 7 billion human souls here on planet Earth, experiencing and expressing the deepest level of mind control possible. It's like being on a planet with 7 billion insane people. You would not be here unless you were a leader. You would not be as delicate as you are and open-hearted as you are if you weren't a leader through being loving. When I met you, you said you were a loving person. You spoke very beautifully. Pamela has one of the most eloquent voices. I mean, she sounds like an angel when she talks. Yeah. Like, just, it sounds like caramel or something. When she talks,
Pam, we missed you.
when she talks, she sounds like that. And her energy radiates the same. However, amongst the distortions, amongst the fighting and cussing and yelling and just rude, obnoxious, the craziness amongst humanity, to maintain that sense of gentle grace is admirable, to say the least. This is being yourself. It's a light inside of you that shines brighter than any strength that you've ever experienced. Any violence or cussing or yelling and fear, like that light is what humanity. This is the way of the heavens. And as a leader, this is what we're here to shine. This is what we're here to express as an example of a beautiful soul that is gentle and delicate and unconditionally loving no matter what they go through, no matter what they've experienced in their life, no matter what has been said for them, to them. For you to be able to smile and speak in such a way and be open to connect with others beyond assuming that other people are strangers or being scared of folks and trying to block people and walking around with a bitter face and an attitude like you don't want to talk to people and being defensive. All this is fear. And your ability to exist beyond that shows your level of fearlessness. And this is the nature of a leader. So you can throw all that manly talk in the garbage. That's a distortion.
It's all up to you.
That's a distortion. That is, I mean, once again, all of men out here pumping their chests and muscles and tattoos. These dudes can't even recognize their own emotions. They scared of them. They scared of saying I love you. They're scared of looking a person in the face and giving them a hug. A leader don't fear nothing. They don't care about what people think. They're themselves. And once again, your strength and your ability to do what you're doing and be here shows that beyond all doubt or confusion, you are a leader, accepted, and grace, and continue to smile, because that's what leaders do.
I like your statement, Jessica. I'm just overstanding. It's hot. I say that somewhat often.
Yep.
Friends. Mama T.
The kitchen's
That's a
open.
good idea. I said let's build up in Mama T's kitchen.
Hey, why not?
Why not?
Why not? I'm hungry.
I
help cook.
I help cook, but
Roll to Loopy.
there's some lumpia, some cinnamon rolls. All right, one of the next builds gonna be in Mama T's kitchen, probably August. Who knows? I'm just saying.
Just saying. That would be hot though. August 5th. Just saying.
Let's see where we at. Yeah, I think we're gonna go into another track right now. I need to refill up on my chips. GMOs in this house.
Introduce that joint, dude.
All right, this right here is one of my favorites. Me and Zilla did this one back in the days when
You heard
some things was going through some things.
things. Compassion, baby, compassion.
That's what it is. It's called Supported. Holla.
It's done data.
You gotta.
That's a plug for the album if you ain't know.
Tell the truth. Music.
Until you say self-love is just a hologram, you gotta roll with it. One chance of most, you know what we do. I'm playing war a little bit. Sitting around alone. Most of the time, I'll be feeling like myself in this. She got the one around, so I ain't put it on my wrist. Shit's a queen, don't judge you, yeah. It's just the love for God, this is what you do. Mama, I'm kissing paper teeth, half written. Like never satisfied, she goes
Compassion, compassion. How it works.
Plan all sorted, but now it's legal and long, we should enjoy it. They told you why you did that, how much fun that was beyond it. Another day, another dollar is the rules of bondage. When I was raised to be a freedom fighter like my mother, quarterbacking like my father, racial family blessed and honors. We encourage your conforming, trust your man's enormous. You put that battery in my back when you choose to support him. Yeah, support him. You're raised to a man, close slang. Every quarterback in the cheerleader. You left on the queen. Hey.
I love that boy.
Hey.
Yo, look.
Let's try to step on camera. Hold on, record now. Oh! Hey, let's be on sponsored by him.
Yeah, Snapple last week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hustle till I can throw your heart away today. And make it boomerang back around. It's almost it's time to share. It's just you take it there.
Oh,
Elements and go plugs.
oh,
I got an arrow in my back. from people's country. So I'm intellectual. Even when the time is right.
Oh, that's
My
right.
bones in your ears with the burn protections. Tell you that I hate you. Cause we all reflection. I will let you down and let you catch it. So you know it's me for you. Only daily presence. I'm open hands for your fruit to. Be a go-to. You know the cool to. Build like we're supposed to. Build like we're supposed to. Build like we're supposed to.
Hey, Zilla, how do you do that?
What's that?
You have to copy the link or something like that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it should be like copy link or something like that. That was supported up on the Don Dada album. Last album they were just released. Hey, what's up, Angel?
Uh-oh.
Yo!
Triple A, baby.
Late, just bros. Anybody else?
Hey, yo, Shem, are you doing the video for the show next weekend, bro? 25,000 people. Let's go.
Zilla Main Groove. Come on, Jay.
Oh, you talking about Love L's Groove.
Jeff is in the house. What's up, Jeff?
You requested
Bless. Yeah, he's requesting Love L's Groove. Dope.
Told you, team.
What's good? Do we got any questions on compassion? Who else checking in? What y'all doing out there?
Knock, knock. Let me in, yo. There's the link. I thought it went last time, but it didn't. There you go.
Bless.
Yo, when we get a copy of that album, baby.
Yeah, man. I bought this in Thailand like a long time ago. It don't fit though. I just thought I would wear it tonight because it looks hot. you can't wear this, man. If I can barely wear this, I know you can't wear this. Y'all do Air Force PT. I'm just saying.
Judgment.
Zero compassion on that.
No compassion.
Yeah, so what's good? We got any questions in the feed, you son? Check that out.
No questions for what I see. I mean, we're not also just taking questions. We're also taking comments, and we want to hear you guys' story as well. It's not just come here and listen to what we got to say. Comment. You don't have to ask a question. You can comment on something that's going on with your life or your understanding of compassion or just anything, period. Disgusting.
Oh.
Hold up, man.
How about I just show you my chips? Last week it was a ship. Now I'm going to show you the chips.
Last week it was a fisherman boat.
That's the Fox King.
Yeah.
So like I said, any words of wisdom y'all want to pass on to each other and to us? I'm just coming here just to listen to what we got to say. Badong. Did I get that right?
Yeah, you got to come in and
ask me a question for my name, Badong.
Pause.
yeah. Pause. Pause. Yo, Jeff, you gonna have to come and pronounce that, yo, man. We're gonna have to pronounce that properly over here right now. No, got some type of comment or question.
Did I say that right? Badong?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Exactly, yeah.
What
Exactly.
What
Badong or pause?
When an employer has not paid and upheavals have occurred, is it compassion to go legal or let it flow?
Come on. Say it again.
Business.
When an employer has not paid and upheavals have occurred, is it compassion to go legal or let it flow? Like, you know, sue them or you're not?
That takes too much energy. That shit.
That's an intuitive function. I mean, only you know the intricacies of the circumstances and the situation. This is your employer, and you're dealing with your job. You know what's going on at your workplace and the nature of the people that you're working with. Of course, you know, you have things that you have to take care of, but once again, it's a little deeper than, okay, I'm not getting paid and some things happen at the house. Should I sue them or should I, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's like a yes or no question from an outside source, and it's like, well, hey, you're the person experiencing the circumstances. At the end of the day, this is a divine creation of yours. This is a divine creation of yours. And this path comes with an experience that requires you to embrace that balance of divine and feminine energy, the divine masculine and divine feminine we spoke about last week. You use your intuition to make those decisions. You know the circumstances. Now, there is a level of compassion in having a sense of understanding or a sense of compassion and empathy for the employer, because obviously there's something going on that's outside of my awareness. But once again, this is about you knowing the situation on a deeper level. If it's something that you need to take care of immediately, then you weigh your options and do what you feel is necessary. However, at the same time, if there's any room for compassion and you're dealing with a person who usually honors their employees and is a person with wholesome intentions, and there's a way to work around or communicate about the circumstances, you can move forward in that direction. But of course, this is not a black and white kind of question. This is something that you have to work on and deal with, and something that you have to unravel on your own through using your intuition. You're being guided. If you feel that it's urgent and it's necessary for you to do something immediately and take legal action, then okay, that's your decision, your free will decision. However, there's a possibility that's a lot deeper than that, and yeah, it's not necessarily about us, you know, going around suing each other, but you know who you're dealing with, you know who you're working with, and who you're working for. So you want some yummies.
Now, this ain't gonna rub off on us when we come do Let's Build in Your Kitchen. What you saying? Oh, hold on. What mail was that? Not our mail. What was that other mail? See?
What's that?
Whose mail that's that?
Yeah, that's
On the now?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I say cinnamon rolls. Handle it with cinnamon rolls.
Yeah. So,
What's up?
what's up with the inspirational compassion stories? Let us get some.
Oh, y'all quiet tonight, man.
Come on now. Y'all are just enjoying the show. We enjoying y'all presence. We appreciate it for y'all tuning in. As we say, this is a global healing community right here. Let's build.
Yeah, I won't say that. I can take the computer over to the fish tank and let you watch the fish make love.
Oh Lord, Ting, come on, man. Yeah, we're gonna have some. Hey,
I'm gonna rewind that back.
yeah.
What? This was bad serious.
For real.
must fish make love.
Anyway, hey, you know what? I would really love for y'all to hear a story of AZ's trip. He was actually able to meet and greet some of his hip hop heroes that inspired him back in the day before he even started doing all these spiritual writings and postings on his page. So if you guys are familiar with Souls of Mischief, or Sons of Mischief.
Souls of Mischief, you right?
Souls of Mischief, okay. Souls of Mischief, he was able to meet them in Berlin this past, I want to say a few days ago.
Yeah. So we win Monday.
Monday. So go ahead, Z. Let us know how that went down, man.
Yeah. Trip to Berlin. Went to see some friends into fashion and explore. Never been to the city before. A city full of artists. Another friend of mine informed me that Souls of Mischief were in town that day that I arrived in town, that Monday. Yeah. The divine works in the most mysterious and magical ways. I used to get dressed to this group when I was 12, 13 years old. They were, for me, the precipice of hip-hop groups, a collective of artists working together to shine a light. I used to draw their logo on my traffic heap and on my books. It was like 3 circles and a line in a circle. And I found out much later in life that what the symbol actually was a face with 2 eyes and the 3rd eye in the middle. Go figure. Anyway, Monday they had a show, had some music. Really just wanted to shake their hands and tell them thank you for inspiring me to do my work. I started rapping in 1993, shortly after discovering their music and playing around with the idea of rapping, and hip hop in general. So, and this was Monday, by the way. Went to the location where the show was. I felt that my chances of meeting them were slim to none. In the intimate way in which I wanted to meet them, I'm not a fan of going to shows and sitting in the audience. I'm not necessarily a spectator to anything. I like to participate when I go and do anything. So, yeah. Anyway, at the beginning, or before the show, standing outside, saw one of the members walk past to the back. I walked behind him to casually greet him and say hello. I didn't greet him. I got stopped because he turned the other direction, started going the other way, and eventually we basically started walking together. And the people that were there assumed I was together with him, or I was a part of the group based on the way I dressed, which is common. Yeah, basically went into the state, went to the backstage area and. Yeah, I kicked it with him and was basically just chilling, talking, exchanging stories. Eventually, I, stopped and told him, hey, and I want to tell you guys something when all the members arrived and say, hey, I used to listen to y'all when I was a child, before I started rhyming, and, was able to shake their hands as I envisioned and say thank you. Later on, I gave them some music and they told me they maybe holler at me later and, we can think about building or talk about building some things together. So great experience. It couldn't have turned out better. I was very pleased, and once again, a sense of personal confidence and a grounded sense of being beyond the emotional extremes. There's a sense of grace that allows you to just move about and do the things that you want to do in life naturally. Like, I didn't have a backstage pass. I wasn't supposed to be back there. Security and a bunch of people and all this stuff, but just me moving with a sense of grace kind of allowed me to move through the experience as if I was at home, just calm and relaxed and confident and knowing exactly what I wanted to do and what I wanted to experience. It just allowed it. It was very easy. Like I said, I saw it in my head and I was like, well, I don't know if this is going to happen, but let's just see what happens. And it was a magical experience to say the least. So, yeah. Once again, this is the proactive nature of grounding. The story is beautiful and it benefited me on a personal level in many ways. However, I'm sharing it with you. I feel like the benefit of me sharing this with you is basically to show that the things that we're talking about here on the Let's Build are proactive aspects of our lives and an integrated experience within our being. It's not just something we get on Facebook and talk about and say, oh, and like we're trying to be spit out all these inspirational quotes and not actually live the life that we're talking about. Like I do this on a daily basis. This is just a day in the life of who I am as Commander Ashtar, and shining a light as a living example of there being nothing that you can't do and nothing that you aren't here to do that you actually want to do. It's natural. It's just about you having the confidence to trust yourself and go with the flow. Yes, the hard work is arduous to say the least. But once again, the divine has many, many, many magical blessings to share with you based off of your ability to focus and have the intent and maintain your sense of presence and focusing on your healing. Life is absolutely amazing, and that amazement expands as you continue to ground yourself. It's not about positively thinking anything special in your life or whatever. It's just about you embracing your experience and going with the flow. I had no idea that was going to happen. It was a Monday. I went out of town for a little bit to get some clothes made for me, which is already beautiful and magical enough. But at the same time, I get to meet my childhood heroes and it's kind of like kick it with them. And that was nice. And like I said, it was a part of my experience that I created for myself. I didn't know that was going to happen Monday, but it did. It's just that these are some of the things that come along with working so hard for Ascension and continuing to focus on grounding and doing the inner work that's necessary so you continue to evolve and expand and be open to what's taking place. So yeah, compassion, ladies and gentlemen. One of the main pillars of grounding and accepting all and moving beyond the projections of judgment or the projections of pity or victimization or assumption that there is some weak, helpless aspect of self out there that needs your protection. This is an area of consciousness. All are omnipresent, all are omnipotent, all are eternal, all are you, God. Not gods or goddesses or a piece of God or the children of God. You are God with a big G, the one. That's it. That's all in the story. God, you, here, now. Yo.
Okay, so we have. I think somebody had a question or a statement about hate crimes being expressed on the planet right now.
It's always been like that. Don't focus.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me. I feel that pain as well, Deanne. I feel all that hate. I feel all that pain. I'm open to it. I'm empathetic about it. But I prefer not to let it get to me. That's right.
Questions.
Right. It's right. On the screen.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, team.
Yeah, you're right, team.
Yeah.
That's exactly, and that's right. Once again, this stuff is being paraded before you.
Company incoming.
It's being paraded before you in attempting to get you to invest energy in its existence. When in actuality, its existence is an illusion. It's all an illusion. It's trying to get you to participate. Hate crimes, just crimes in general, distortions. When you say hate crimes, we're talking about the separation of one aspect of creation versus another. We talked about this earlier when it comes to this black-white stuff, nationalism, the racism, and so on and so forth. These are all attempts to create more distortions, more victimization, to assume one aspect of creation is picking on another aspect of creation. One aspect of creation is being treated better than another aspect of creation. This is the mind's ignorance in assuming that everything is not exactly how it's supposed to be. All aspects of the divine are experiencing energetic paths that are intertwined with karmically energetic experiences amongst groups and aspects of the human experience. However, this all is involved in the same saga. We're souls. And at the end of the day, as souls, we've incarnated amongst all ethnicities amongst humanity. As souls, I'm in a African American body, if you will, but I'm an extraterrestrial. I've been in a Caucasian body or Asian body or within the Indian framework or Alaskan frame. All aspects of creation we've incarnated within. And the now moment within this transition is attempting to distract us and assuming that there's something out of place here. And something is not what it's supposed to be, and that aspect of creation needs to be defended or protected versus another. It's just, once again, these are distortions, and this is not the divine truth of this experience. So yes, there's a lot of that going on. However, once again, this is bait attempting to get you to participate in the outer dramas of separation. These are all distractions. As Amun said before, all distractions.
Nice.
So, with that being said, we're going to move into another song, another lead from Universal Brothers and Sisters.
Just pick one. Do the fight riff.
Well, I guess until we find the other one, I do have
Hold
one.
on, so what are you looking for?
No. I was looking for Lavelle's Groove, but I mean, this is one
scroll down, scroll down this
Yeah, this is one I wanted to play too, but it's okay. We'll do that later.
Yeah, it's all good, man. You got time. Hey, what's up, yo?
Hello.
Got visitors in the house.
Hey guys. Hello, ambulance.
Oh, thank you. Please. I'm sorry.
That's the best one. Fantastic. That makes you just funny thinking about it.
I got flowers. I love flowers.
Yeah. Guys,
Mm-hmm.
you know the best coffee shop in Amsterdam?
Do we know the best coffee shop in Amsterdam? Wow.
Maybe. I'm so often in Amsterdam.
Yeah. Okay.
Transporter.
Woo! There it is. T. Got you, bro. That's moving too far. Yeah, you gotta put the link.
All right, there we moving into another song, y'all.
Love's Groove.
With no further ado, Love Else Groove, 2015, if I recall. Thank you.
Temperature is so high in this room because of you hot guys.
Yeah. How you feeling? You crazy?
What's up, please?
Yeah, well,
Yeah. So, I bring ice cream from Amsterdam.
Oh, today?
Yeah, of course.
Well, they love to indulge. I love the smell of the
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thanks everybody just tuned in. So go in there and let's build.
You know the numbers, we still here, chillin'. Big shots, we advise if you ground up, recording night, and my face, you down low. Looking through the eyes as a check.
so hard, I can bomb back. First contact, with lower intentions. Hyperspace, sniper case.
Say, boy.
Tay, I'm still waiting on that piece, baby. It's waiting on you. Right here.
What's up, Kev?
Look at the sky. Time in cipher. To the beat that I see now. Matrix. Yeah. Yeah. You want that good trees, huh? Yeah.
That joke was going. The smoke I'm joined before I came here. So, yeah, I was really 3 kilometers today.
Yeah.
It's kind of really nice to see. Thank you so much.
This is to be a signal to our allies to initiate a complex
It's
process
all
of
good.
completing the
Long
prosperity
time no see. It's all good.
to initiate the rise in the USA and eventually the implementation of this resolution.
What's up, Carrie?
To be expanded once the new
tight.
financial system is fully operational.
Yeah, you look like a killer, man. What's up? Yeah.
Yeah, but it started raining like
There's been a close
Yeah.
between the inner and outer selves. Guiding wishes
Oh,
to
okay.
accelerate the process of a greater
It's
union
not.
between these two halves.
Yeah, I had a good
Saint
time.
Germain and Xuanyan have provided the means for
Had it
further
short,
to heaven's help. This
Yeah, we
influence
have,
is a series of modifications to your
Myself,
chakras into your many nervous systems.
discussion and
This
then
has permitted you to grow and to accept things that previously were greatly discounted by the surface population. It has also allowed you to accept that
Oh, yeah,
physics
yeah,
and that these
Everything okay?
universes are indeed real.
we, like I said, we allow and read all through the house. It's all good. This is a 420 friendly hood. 420 friendly home.
Angels also are altering you. This is readying you for your living ascension into again being physical angels. You are doing well. All of this madness is now being slowly reversed. So far, this operation is successful and you are beginning to take on a number of new conscious responsibilities. You are progressing wondrously. Much luck and a grand hallelujah to you all. Today, much can be told and rejoiced over. As a people,
This is only my second time wearing it, man. I've had this for like 4 years.
those things that have created some lasting
Just sitting on
delays
the
are
shelf.
done and gone. Our allies in inner Earth, in space, and heaven are with us. This is the start of a most glorious time for all humanity. Know, dear ones, that the countless supply and never-ending prosperity of heaven are indeed yours. So be it along with you.
That's the right lyrics.
Along with
Yeah,
you.
I know. I stopped doing what I was doing before. I started slacking. Yo, who's that girl? Stop. Yo, we need you to come back through, man.
Alright,
Crazy.
alright.
I know.
We back for the last
quarter.
18 minutes. Holler at us. Tell us what you got going on. Tell us what you feeling inside your mind about compassion. Maybe you're compassionate about today. Maybe you're compassionate about this conversation. Maybe you're compassionate about this flowers you just got.
Yeah,
Maybe you're
word.
compassionate about this flowers I'm about to get. Chop, chop, chop.
He got weed, he got weed, he got weed.
Hey. Hashtag Galactic Fetty on that, man.
Galactic Fetty.
Oh, yeah. Man, what's up, Dubai again? I know it's crazy hot out there. My boy, he just moved back out there. I gotta come visit again. Hit Jumeirah Beach, get some IHOP. Let me see where we are. I seen a question somewhere. Is compassion learned or always inside of us from the beginning?
Always inside of us. Never learn. Learn is a mental game. That's a mental attribute. It's always within inside the heart. Compassion and recognition of who Allah is God, and embracing a sense of acceptance and unconditional. I'm playing with words right now. Unconditional love is always within the heart. The heart space, the home of infinite intelligence, is always there. Compassion being an attribute and an aspect, byproduct of that unconditional love for self, which is basically shared with others throughout our experience, is always within the heart space, Lucy. So yeah, it's there as always.
What's up, Alex?
Alex, congratulations, man. We see you, boy. Go, Papa Bear.
Peace to the wifey.
Absolutely.
Who is an angel, really? You love us, huh? Y'all. Tall.
Late too, Angel. Come on back, man. 23rd, right? The date is still good. Me and C's going to do a show next week, man. 25,000 people. Gonna be on stage. Wish you was there, baby.
So it's your turn right now. The floor is yours. The floor is yours to say what you want to say. I'm gonna figure out how to basically tune people in and get them to be live with us, so we can hear comments live and direct or whatever. I think it'd be kind of cool to do that.
Yeah, that would be kind of awesome.
Like a guest host or whatever. Commentator. Let's see, I'm looking for something. What's up to everybody that's still tuned in? Excuse my French, I'm looking for a song right now.
So what's up? I know we got some more traffic on this thing, man. Hey, yo, CeeLo, can you do me a favor and check on the traffic on the comment section, bro? I know we got some stuff. There's too much talking on here to not have no comments or questions we can address.
Yeah, I was just talking
about
crazy. I got you.
You think he got more questions? Then it's the same thing, ain't it?
Yeah, I know, but I know it's something in there. We had to miss something.
Neva.
As far as questions or
Just comments and questions, either or, anything that we can address. I mean, they can provide the comments not necessarily as a question, but at the same time, we can still co-sign. If
okay,
necessary.
there you go. So Lucy has one.
I think I read that one.
How can you do that?
Mhm.
How can you have compassion
Yeah.
How can you have compassion?
towards those that clearly have no compassion?
How can you have, no, you didn't do that one.
Okay.
How can you have compassion
Towards
towards
those
those
that
who have no compassion?
I think something similar.
No, that was the
No,
other
it's
one.
different.
That was is compassion learned, or is it something in the heart space? How can you show compassion to people that have no compassion?
Yep.
Through your compassion and recognizing that they don't have no compassion. Just I mean, it was a person on the train today, obviously well-to-do in first class on the train system here, and was sitting close to me, and I didn't have a reserved seat, which cost a little extra money, but basically I was sitting in the seat in front of him, and the person that reserved the seat I was sitting in came and sat down, or he wanted to sit down, so I had to get up. And then another person with a reserved seat that I had sat in after that came, and I had to get up and change seats. He looked at me with a sense of distaste, as if to say you should have reserved a seat, or poor people, or whatever. And once again, this is ignorance. Like life is a lot harder than that. Life is a lot harder than that. He's just looking for a track, son.
Okay. All right.
Life is a lot harder than that. Accept it. A sense of grace and acceptance of people who express themselves in immature manners is the work of a leader. Is the work of insight and wisdom, and accepting those that don't recognize the nature of the divine, to recognize the nature of being present and existing beyond judgment and things of this nature. We just accept these people for who they are at the moment. This is where they at. This is how he knows love, and we're not in the position to knock him for that. I'm not in the position to do so. It's okay. Once again, life is a lot harder than that. If you're still dealing with judging people off of the strength of not having a reserved seat, and you're breathing, not in physical pain, you dress nice and have on shoes and expendable money to take trips and so on and so forth, and obviously, there's a lack of spiritual maturity there. And your level of insight and wisdom is in recognizing that, however, not necessarily judging the person for that. allow them to do what they do and express themselves in the way that they choose and remain beyond the drama. That's the nature of compassion in a most or proactive fashion. So yeah, we're still here. Once again, there's tons and tons of people that's going to do that. But if anything, the divine truth of that is that your connection or interaction with these people is divinely guided by your own infinite intelligence. So you develop a sense of stability to exist beyond that drama, to exist beyond participating in the childish games of tit for tat and expressions of ruthlessness or hatred to those who don't have compassion or who choose not to express it. You are here to do that. And once again, your wisdom is not in not participating. Just go this way. It's okay.
Peace, Bill. New face in the place. Angel is saying compassion cannot exist in judgment.
No, of course not. Exact opposite in actuality.
And Carrie, yes, you're right. It does bring a lot of peace because basically you're not really focused on outside commotion.
You're not giving the illusion of your energy. Fear deserves none of your energy. It deserves none of it.
Nada.
You got important things to do here. Fear deserves none of your energy at all. What you're here to do is too important for you to be focused on people's fear. Giving energy to people projecting fear on you. And what you can't do, and I heard such and such got in trouble for doing this, You're not here to give any attention to that. You're here on a divine mission to see liberation on this planet amongst humanity. And as leaders, this is your top priority. So all of this, all that, just slide it to the right. Not interested.
We're getting pretty close to the end, so I guess I should put out once again on basically we would like you guys to host your own Let's Builds in your own home, in your own city, or wherever you feel like doing it. We will support you. Let's just say, once we do this, once we make this communication clear, we're going to support you in a way that you want us to support you, basically. It's your Let's Build, so you have to let us know what it is that you need from us. We will go head over heels to get this done. All of us will. We're about that service and that compassion, basically. So if you feel that you have something to say as far as building with the community, feel free. Let's all work together. Let's figure out how we're going to do this in an advantageous way and make it very, very productive and resourceful. I think Mel is going to be the first one next month.
Mm-hmm.
Mel? Ellen. Sorry. Ellen Bush is going to do the first one from Houston. I know she's ready. I've seen her practice video and all.
We're still in communication, me and Miss Ellen, so we're continuing to evolve. Our official first hosting of Let's Build in Houston for Universal Brothers and Sisters. However, for me, what she posted last week with her and Jennifer was an official first Let's Build in Houston. It was a great video, 2 videos, one of doing tantric mantras, kind of like a sort of breathing exercise technique, and also the next segment was them cooking lunch together in the kitchen. So it was a beautiful thing to see both of those creative expressions being shown on the live feed. So it did work out. I'm pretty sure that we will figure out what needs to be done, and that show will progress next month. Also, let's see, we have a request here for more lyrics. Yeah. So Lucy, we will definitely make that happen. If you guys want to sing along to the songs, and you guys would actually like to physically see the lyrics posted with the songs. I know.
Karaoke.
Yeah. I know AZ's done this. I know AZ's done this before. Yo, Lemo, what's up, man? My man DJ Lemo in the house, all the way from Korea, Seoul, Korea. What's up, man? I see you on TV. Yo, be careful what you snort in your nose, B. You know what I mean? All right. Yeah, if y'all check the video out, y'all will know what I'm talking about.
Not checking out that video.
You know what I'm saying? And it ain't nothing what you thinking about, but you get like some type of advertising testing for campaign.
My nose is a tissue.
So anyway, Lucy, yes, we'll provide lyrics to the songs if you were very in tune to sing along with the tracks. And AZ's already been doing this a couple times here or there, but normally by request. So we'll provide that service once again. So appreciate y'all tuning in to Let's Build. This segment right here was about compassion. And we'll see y'all next week, Thursday. Same time, same channel.
We closing out? So
It's not closing out. We'll be here for a while. We can play some music, let y'all vibe out, chill, watch the fish, do what you want to do. We still here for about 5 more minutes, probably longer than that. Just depends on how long it's going to take me to drink my juice.
hello, son. Thank you for coming.
What's up, Lisa?
Always in divine order. You're never late. God ain't never late, baby.
What we do? I want to push out I love tofu. Switch it up a little bit.
Word up. Yo, shout out to Born 13, Dr. Manhattan,
Ossification.
Gorilla Bonetta. Woo!
In the house.
Okay, what you say about tofu? What you say about
Shout out to Matthew Block too, Richard Porter.
How do you go? Get the tofu the fuck out
I'll
of
show
here.
you a tour of the crib with my phone, Angel.
It's
It's private, man. It's private.
It's the low technique. Even if they cut off my arm, I can still touch you. So like when you sleep your dog, I wanted to hear the sound of the park. Across 110th Street, smooth bottle ladies inside of Harlem Park. Enslaving on planet Earth, bad old George. I can keep my
Oh, we got a sideways.
right out my mouth. Never drop a cherry tree, drink dirty tea. It's elementary.
Yeah, of course.
You got cotton candy skies out here.
You heard?
Oh, you ain't everything that we do.
They really are iron. I love tofu. Craving exercises with a level of skill. Masterpiece, rock, scissors, paper. One long paper, let's build. Collect cookies, scribbles, and shields. Black with wings, starring Kim Fields. Joy solution, scholars on beats. Golden wheels, which fights the field. Everything you think is important.
Boy.
Just like top and bottom grill. Going way back. Time to use a Roxy bucket hat. You see funk with no complaints.
Oh, yeah.
Peace, Jackie.
Watch out. World star. Chicks get ratchet. Pull a cameo. Pelvic power harness. They be like,
There you go.
I love tofu.
Favorite crossover working. Homeboys who need Thursday. Everybody take it to Thursday. I need a couple more of these bowls. Heartburn. Got there. Chicken checker for the stars. Go. Ass off for the record sheet. For the galaxy. The homies call when you ready. Goatee. Take full of strings. Let's see how you managing. I'm back up on that photo. All of those, take a photo. Flex on. Look what I think this song. Team up, kick it off. Come down. Scotty, come down. Come down. Come round. Relax, can't hurt just the backtrack. Police, in peace, in me, not just in me, for my job. Woo!
that, all that tofu, all that spinach, all that crap. You don't trust none of that crap. Now then,
Not big. Yeah, what's up with Nash, yo?
Yo, I don't know. I called him, but he answered his phone.
Universal Brothers, in and out. Holla at y'all.
So, yeah, that's quite often the dream state. I do quite a bit of touring to monitor the nature of the crew and their progression during dream state, and this is the aspect of my mission. I don't necessarily do this consciously, but on another level of existence within my presence, I connect with all of you in various stages in different forms, not just this one that you recognize physically, but in other forms. So thank you for expressing that, son. It is definitely a great honor and privilege for me to connect with all of you throughout your journeys and the initiation phases that take place during your dream state, and of course the work that you do on many different levels outside of this plane of existence. So once again, today's communication was about expression. Just to summarize real quick, once again, compassion and being about an acceptance of all aspects of self and realizing that we all are doing what we are here to do beyond all outside judgment. Your compassion is in recognizing the perfection that is, the infinite intelligence that is, and moving into a space of acceptance of all aspects of self as divine, beyond pity, beyond sympathy, beyond any form of or any expression of victimization. All law of the divine, all here doing divine work, divinely orchestrated beyond the mind's ignorance, and assuming that there is something out of place within the beauty and miraculous nature of infinite intelligence. So once again, be compassionate, allow all, accept all, be gentle with yourself in order for you to share this energy, and being gentle with others. It starts within and it's expressed without. Compassion, ladies and gentlemen. Let's build 2017. Universal brothers and sisters. God Amun, overseas. I am your commander, Ashtar. Once again, thank you very much. 144,000 on the ground, 2,050,000 in the air, 6 million star seeds, light workers, indigos, still here for ascension. Let's go.
Hey.